Hi, this is Rochelle Ireland, and this is my channel Sneaky Bunny Sewing. Stay tuned till the end for a sneaky peek at what's coming up on my channel. But first, look at this dress. Pretty awesome, right? As you can probably guess, things did not go to plan. But before we get into it, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade. That's really, really good. That is so good. This is one of my favorite things about summer. So before we get into everything that went sideways with this dress, here's a more in-depth look at the finished product. Okay, let's get into it. What went wrong with this dress? It was not the pattern. I used B6669. Love this pattern. I am so excited about making all the things. And I love that it's just one pattern and you get a whole wardrobe. So the pattern was easy to fit, easy to sew, but there were some complications with my fabric choice. And if you've been sewing for any amount of time at all, you'll know that fabric choice is everything. I decided I wanted to get a bit adventurous. I've never worked with double gauze. So I kind of went down the rabbit hole, going online, learning everything I could learn about this fabric before I actually get into it. And everything online, from what I've heard, it's a wonderful fabric. It is nice and cool in the summer heat, but at the same time, it's very snuggly. But it does have some challenges. It grows as you wear it. So I thought previously that limited me to looser fitting garments, but then I read some more. And some people were saying that you can have fitted parts of your garment. So that got me to thinking about this dress that I had in my stash, the maxi version of B6669. And what I decided to do was to interface this portion of the dress in order to keep the fitted shape and then leave the rest double gauze, which is great, but that meant I had to change a bunch of the construction, which we will get into because that's the second part of the story. So I guess it's better if we start when I went to buy my fabric. I went to my local fabric store, Moog Fabrics, here in Medicine Hat. I just about fell over when I saw they had double gauze in a wide array of colors because previously I had looked for this fabric. I had trouble finding any double gauze. And then when I did find it, it was always in these baby prints. So when I found it in a sunshine yellow, I thought, that's it. That's what I want because summer's coming and I really want something cheerful and vibrant, that reminds me of this summer heat and all the nice weather. So I had already prepped all my pattern pieces and traced them out and cut them all out and I was all ready to rock. Got my fabric, got it home, and I was about to serge the edges. I opened it up and realized it's not double gauze, it's single gauze, which never occurred to me that single gauze was even a thing. I don't know why this never occurred to me, but it didn't. And so I had all this single gauze, and immediately I just groaned because I knew what am I going to do? I can't return it. I have all this fabric that I bought to make this dress, and now it's single gauze. So after I sat down and had a bit of a think, I decided I would just double cut everything out. So now I have double the work. I have to cut out everything twice. I thought about quilting it together or doing like polka dots, hearts, some kind of embroidery all over it. And everything was just way, way, way too much work because I already had double the work to do in order to cut out this dress. So in the end, I decided to just pin the single gauze layers together, sew around the edges, and treat it as one piece after that. Great. So problem solved. Except now I have to deal with peculiarities of working with double gauze, which is that it grows as you wear it. So I decided that I would interface the fitted portion of the dress, which from everything I've read online, that's totally doable, and the straps so that it wouldn't, grow as I'm wearing it and then get lower and lower and lower. That's not a look I want. It's a little too X-rated for me. And I decided that these gathers would not really look good interfaced. So the solution I came up with is to keep the outer layer as gauze and the inner layer, the lining pieces, would be the ones that I interfaced. And then I would attach the skirt to the lining pieces so that the interfacing can help support the weight of the skirt and it won't, stretch out and go from fitted to not fitted anymore. But because I decided to do that reverse construction, couldn't follow the instructions really that were in the pattern. They were quite good, but I had to come up with an alternate way of doing everything. So in the end, what I did was I attached my skirt to the lining pieces, and then the top layer was loose. But around the zipper in the back, I folded my top shell over kind of neatly in place, and then I top stitched for a couple inches each side of the zipper. Then I treated that whole part as one and installed my zipper and just sewed down the tape on the underside. Sewed down the zipper tape and the semi-raw, because I serged them, edges of my bodice so that it won't flip open when I'm getting in and out of the dress. So that I got figured. And then, oh my gosh, hand sewing. Originally I was just going to top stitch down these edges, fold them in place and then top stitch everything down. But after top stitching along the bodice pieces at the back of the dress where the zipper got installed, I decided that wasn't really the look I wanted for around the bust. So, especially since I kind of had to ease things in because my fabric kind of stretched out. It was growing even as I was sewing. Yeah, live and learn. So I ended up just carefully doing a running stitch and invisibly hand stitching all along there. The other thing that I realized is I really should have done double pieces of gauze when I was constructing this nice gathered portion of the bodice, because my white interfacing was showing through. So I ended up creating more lining pieces and then lining just the front of the dress with those so that it would look a nice sunshine yellow and not, white peeking through, to get them as flat as I could, because the gauze is so thin and the interfacing was so stiff that it was making these ridges. It was a look I was not keen on. So I did everything I could. It still shows a little bit, but I solved it pretty well. So now for the sneak peek portion of my video. Coming up on my channel, I'm going to be working on all of these pieces from Butterick B6669 to make a mix and match capsule summer wardrobe. I'm going to make more of these pieces in the sunshine yellow. The basic pieces like the shirt, the strappy shirt, the skirt, the pants so that you can mix and match and have the look of a dress or the look of a romper. And then I will be doing 2 different kimono wraps to go over top, because I get a lot of wear out of those layering pieces in my wardrobe. So I figured 2 would be good. So that one can be in the wash and then I can wear the other one and I can switch them out. So that's what's coming up. And also I'm going to be going through what I do to make a muslin, how I fit, because it's very hands-on and intuitive. It's not, I don't do fitting like with math or anything like that. The more hands-on intuitive it is, the better, I find, because the eyes don't lie. The eyes don't lie. If it looks good, then in my books, it is good. It's fitting if it looks like it's fitting. So that's what's coming up, and I hope y'all are excited to see my process kind of behind the scenes, how I do my fitting. I'm really excited about this pattern because they're all easy to fit, and I've had a sneak peek at kind of sewing one of the pieces, and it was fast to go together. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to wearing this capsule wardrobe all summer long. That is really, really good. I highly recommend that recipe. I have never made real lemonade before, but this is one of my favorite things about summer, is real lemonade. In the summer heat, I am ready for summer. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. I post every Friday. Please like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. Happy sewing.